Good afternoon and welcome back to Kay's Table. Today we're doing a special broadcast because of the holiday Labor Day weekend. You'll have plans on Labor Day, but hey, we can do it on a Sunday, right? So when we left off, we had gone down the rapids, somehow managed to not die or go flying off. The raft did, crashed into building below. You guys ended up all jumping off one waterfall to land in the water below.
Much to some people's
chagrin. As you looked over the edge of the cliff by the edge of the pool that you jumped into, you see that below you was this beautiful resort that now has your pretty shrunken raft sticking out of the roof of the storehouse with about 30 to 40 people milling around talking about it. Okay. So, we're going to make this easy for you too. Okay. You were traveling. You ended up at this hot spring. You decided to wait for a couple of nights. Okay. As you're lounging out, having a bit of fun talking with a cute chick. Okay. Because this whole place is run by tieflings.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's a family business with big family.
I married one of these.
You also know that there is a story about this location. Okay, sorry, still rearranging everything. So here's basically what each of you would normally see before we get into too much storyline. The river itself that you can see in front of you, and this is a real river, not like the swamp you've been going through, or any of these riverways that you guys took from the Elven Kingdom down, which were all narrow, small ones. This is a wide, like 20, 30 foot wide river. Okay. The river is busy with barges going up and down both directions, and the barges seem heavily laden with goods. Most of the barges are brightly colored with flags showing the symbols of many clans and guilds. Most of the flag colors seem to match the boat color. Along the western side of the river, a cliff rises about 100 feet up as the river is cut through it, and that's the cliff that you guys are on right now. Okay, you're not at the top of it, but if you look back, you can see that about 30 feet up from where you are is where the waterfall came down. The cliff's actually higher on the sides of that, and it's another good 60 feet below you to the ground. So yeah, if you hadn't hit that pool and gone straight off, that would have hurt a lot. The eastern shore that you can see across the river is tiered in many areas with fields of sprouts emerging from shallow pools. The main house that you see below you and that you've been staying in is a large 3-story building nestled under the ledge that overhangs above it. The architecture is simple and seems to meld seamlessly into the cliff wall behind it. Large copper tubes come down the either side of the large house from the ledge above, which seem to be draining water from that pool. A long dock stretches from the boathouse ramp into the river. The dock and boathouse are both covered in brightly colored sashes of cloth tied to just about every purchase spot that you could be found. A sign on the dock and on the main house shows symbols for almost every major and minor ruling party within this world, and denoting it as a neutral space. It's a vacation place. We'll get into this later on for everyone else, that the owner is a very boisterous, fun-loving, pretty hot-looking tiefling female, kind of elderly, but still has definitely held her own. And the entire family has red flesh, but some of them is darker than others, and every single one of the family, if you catch them in just the right light, you swear it's almost purple. And then in a half circle between the cliff face and the river is a collection of small cottages that basically form a semicircle in front of this main house. At the either end are large storehouses. The one, if looking down at the building, the one on the right is the one that you smashed with a raft.
Oh.
Pick it out, it's yours.
Okay.
I hate to grab it accidentally.
And Greg, I need you to make a wisdom roll for me.
Oh, joy. Dirty 20.
You're wet, you're miserable, but you feel as though the flame itself in this area, which you could feel the heat coming off the water, okay, but it doesn't come from the ground itself. It's coming from something else. And no matter how horrible you're feeling right now about being wet and drenched and having to go through all that, you feel as if there's a much deeper longing, sadness coming from some kind of flame nearby.
Baby Charmander go boom.
Possibly. All right. So what do you all want to do?
Perception check.
The same. I want to see if there's a half down, easeable.
I'm not even going to make it do a perception check for that. Around the side of the small pool that you're at, there are lounge chairs all around. You see that there looks to be like a little stand that's set up for like drinks and food stuff. Nothing's really going on. It's about 5-6 o'clock in the evening right now, so it's going to be getting dark soon.
I was going to make a perception check to see if anyone saw us.
Okay. Then I'll get to yours in a moment. His description and what he's asking is just easy. There is a very wide, simple path that goes down around, as you're looking forward, okay, around the left side. It just kind of arcs around and comes down to below.
Like,
yeah. And you can see that it's marked the whole way with what looks to be torches. But the torches are a little bit different. Okay, make your perception check for if anyone noticed you.
17?
It seems like everyone is pretty engrossed with what happened with the storehouse.
No one spotted us yet.
As you're looking around, you do see that one of the tieflings that are down there, which looks to be an older man, does look up in your general direction, smiles at you guys, waves, motions you, come on down. He does not seem at all upset. In fact, most of the tieflings that you see, because there's about a dozen of them running around, are all rushing around the storehouse, making sure that there's no one hurt. Like digging through to make sure that no one was on the raft when it went crashing through.
So yeah, I'm gonna start walking down the
And you're
stairs.
front row for this
you call
commotion.
it out?
Yeah.
You're just lounging out, about to have dinner before going up for the night baths. Okay, and all of a sudden this loud crashing sound from outside. Everyone comes rushing out. And now there's this kind of pretty, like, imagine the most hippiest Tom Sawyer raft in the freaking world. Like, flowers, little hut on it, the whole 9 yards. Just sticking out of the roof of the storehouse. And everyone rushed over to start trying to make sure that there were no bodies around and no one else hurt. You hear a couple of them complaining, this happens at least once every 6 months or so.
Might want to fix that.
So yeah, I call out that like we've been spotted. We should go down.
I look to Yasmin and say that. What is it?
My character's name is Zasmine.
Close enough.
I keep messing up. My character's going to refer to you as Princess. But, so my character looks over to you and basically comments that this doesn't seem like a place of violence. We might want to make sure not to cause any trouble here, specifically like a look bad on Tori.
You can see Taurine's symbol in
I'm one of
multiple
the-
places.
This is a Torian location.
Well,
So don't cause trouble here. I kind of call it to the party. This might look bad on the person we're supposed to meet up with eventually.
In fact, now that you're on that wavelength, make a perception check.
Gonna laugh. So
Not one.
Okay.
You have no
can I
idea.
make a perception check? Or check?
If you're feeling that paranoid, go for it.
No, I'm just like looking around at the people.
Yeah,
knowing
what
my
are you
ass,
looking
I'd
for?
be
I want to see
paranoid.
if I can see any of my sisters here because they usually come here.
Yeah,
So
you,
we've heard.
you've heard of a place that this might be it.
Yeah.
You
so,
can't read the sign from where you are.
So if it seems like it must be it. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna check.
Sure.
Dirty 20.
Revivania's Hot Spring. Wonderful place to go. Your sisters have been talking about taking you for years. But every time they go, you were either out hunting or doing something else. Okay. And they would usually be gone for 2 or 3 months at a time. And come back refreshed, feeling wonderful.
Well, they didn't have to go through the swamp.
No, they didn't.
We're crap. We're locked into everybody's place.
So yeah, this place definitely fits that bill. And as you look closer, you can see with a dirty 20 out by the boathouse. My mother has like the worst timing.
Very true.
So as you are looking out, you can actually see the telltale signs of what looks to be they're all beautiful silk scarves that you're seeing and stuff on that boathouse tied to it. Except as you're looking through on that roll, you can see a couple leather ties, which are very indicative of the braiding and such that you've seen your sisters wear.
So they're here, most likely.
So they've been here.
They've been here.
Yeah. You've even heard stories of this place. All right. So what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna start walking down the steps.
Okay, so you're going to walk
Hunter's
around?
up here, right?
Yeah.
All the animals are.
Can I get on? I'm just dodging down this.
Okay, so is everyone going down or is there anyone staying back?
I'll go down with them.
I'll go down.
I guess we're all going.
Okay. Give me just a moment. I'm so sorry.
Just gonna be like, yeah, I'll stay behind.
My character actually looks over at yours and asks if you want him to take lead on this.
Go for it, I guess.
He's probably he's gonna use Taurine's name to try to find out who's in charge. It would be basic logic as a spy to try to find a contact and get information.
So, as you guys start coming around, as you come around what looks to be from what you saw before the last bend, obviously when you're going down the trail, it looks completely different because you have this cliff wall coming up on one side. Everyone make a perception check.
9.
22.
21.
22.
So far not you,
12.
and not you. Okay. The two of you, okay, as you go by these torches, you hear an odd whistling sound. Okay. You feel that not only do you hear the whistling sound, but you feel as though there's something more about these tubes that you're personally interested in. They lead to something.
Seems suspicious.
Suspicious.
Can I turn to him and tell him
Yeah.
about that?
Can I make a check on the exhaust pipes?
Sure.
9.
That's enough to tell that they do seem to be some type of exhaust pipes. There is warm air coming out of them. And you see that on the top of it is a little X kind of situation where you could put something on top of it. There's nothing on there right now, but a little bit of ashy residue inside this little compartment at the top.
Oh.
So, not like normal torches where you'd stick a torch into it, but almost like a little sternopot kind of situation, or like little candle holders. it seems.
Why is it strange?
But there's no wax.
So they're like Bunsen burners, kind of.
With no wick.
Yeah.
Which means, how's it fueled?
Probably a flammable gas.
Bunsen
like
burners.
Bunsen burners?
No, you guys are going about it the wrong way. You're thinking chemical. Why is it sad? If you tell my character, Okay, he's asking you. Why is it? Why?
Yeah,
Why?
These things do make you feel a bit depressed. You're not sure why.
There's something strange about these. They're making me feel a little
It's almost like they're sighing in like depression and
strange, like the fire almost feels like something's going on.
Can't you talk to the fire?
Litigation. Cantrip.
yeah.
I don't remember that spell.
You don't have it. You're primal.
Okay,
I can steal from these.
Huh?
I can steal some of these.
If you learn arcane. Primal is pulling on the basic elements of magic, life forces in order to do it. It's like pre-wizard, pre-cleric, pre-arcane.
Okay.
Okay, the arcane are the classes like prestidigitation. These are taught spells that are teaching you how to warp the fabrics of the universe and play with them. Primal, no one taught you how to do this. You just kind of started to be able to do it almost like a racial ability or natural ability.
Okay. No,
And you're kind of progressing it like that as your own personal form of magic instead of a written out language of alchemic symbols and rituals you have to do and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
now this is going to be kind of imaginative.
Okay.
He is getting an emotional feeling from something.
Yes.
Could I channel into
The whistling from the tube sounds sad. To you. Not to anyone else.
It's not even me?
Nope.
I didn't hear it, so I guess.
Could I use my abilities to see if he can figure out what that connection is?
Describe to me what you're trying to do.
I guess this is gonna first off, I think it's gonna make me lay hands on you, so I want to tell you don't burn me.
I will try.
That's fine. Not that I couldn't shut it off if I wanted to make sure, but we're not go there. But I put my hand on you and I said, try to feel when you hear the sound what you're going through. And my idea is to try to enhance that emotional connection to connect whatever's causing it.
So you're trying to mind link with him to share in his perception.
And using my ability to reach out to whatever's he's feeling.
First, you would need to link with his perception.
Okay.
Okay, and then from there, you could work on it from there.
Okay, so I'm gonna use.
You have a mind link, don't you?
I have my mind link, which is open mind, but that's not directly.
Okay. Are you resisting the like almost pulsing sensation in the back of your head when he lays his hand upon you?
I trust him, so no.
Okay. His mind opens up to you like a book.
Okay.
Okay. It's very simple. Lots of flames. Although the flames almost look like they're crying when you sing it in the back of his head. You can sense too that it's like the flame itself is sad.
Can I trail? This might be a roll. Can I trail the feeling to back what's causing it? Because I can implant motion. I can't. I'm wondering if I could trail it. If I can get a direction at least.
How are you communicating what you're trying to do with him? Because it's his perception that you're reading.
I guess this is gonna sound really mean. I'm really sorry. Making him sad to try to see if it's connected to something. It's probably the best way to tell.
Let's hear it. Repeat it, man.
I tell you in the game, you hear my voice, in my little voice, saying, "Listen to the sound of the torches, things," and I just want you to listen to it and feel whatever it's causing.
Do my best to listen in on it.
Make an insight check.
Oops. 11.
11. It's all around, and yet focus somewhere beyond reach. You can sense it coming from each of these pipes. You can sense it coming from the water above. You can sense it from the stones all around you.
Definitely from the ground.
Overall, yeah. And as you guys, are you guys doing anything while these two are stopped and staring at the torches?
I'm not gonna look back at you two. What's the matter?
I'm still walking down the stairs on Punk.
Okay.
I let go of you. I don't think there's anything more I can force you to do offhand at the moment without being mean. Can I make an intelligence check?
Okay, what are you debating or trying to figure out?
None of this seems organic. Like, no, that's not the right term.
Natural?
It seems organic. My first instinct as a spy would be that there's a fire elemental trapped in the underground somewhere.
That's free.
Or a channel or a chamber or a cage with some type of elder fire elemental in it. Something that's making it artificial. I'm sorry, that's where my mind goes as to what can you do with a prisoner. I'm a pirate. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it would explain that from your description. That's why I've asked. I mean, I don't want to say too much or something. If I'll roll for it. Like, I mean, I'm willing to put the clues together.
I'm just curious what you were thinking.
Well, because it, like you said, what's a Bunsen burner without a
Are you
wick?
discussing this with anybody else,
Sure,
or
I'll
is it just
call
in
out.
your head?
I'll call out to the group and then tell them that something's off about the heat.
So, were you walking with her, or were you staying with everybody else?
I was walking in back, so they stopped. I stayed.
Okay.
Can I do a true sight passive? Because you said the fire seems sad.
Yes, you
Maybe
could.
it's living.
You could do your true sight.
Might add to that.
Your dice on the floor?
Okay. It's a perception roll,
Oh, so
or actually, you can add your spell mod to it. Sorry. She doesn't use her divination much. This is good.
17.
17. As you shift your visage into more of the spiritual realm, so you can see the spiritual energies around you, you realize that this entire place is covered in a thick miasma. You can't tell one spirit entity from another. They're all so densely populated and intermingled. You catch a glimpse of children running up the path next to you, laughing and giggling. You catch another image of an old lady who is being escorted up by a couple large guys. You also see mixed into that there's another spiritual energy here that you have never experienced before.
I'm gonna reach out to him and be like,
That
see this
seems
with me.
that seems to be emanating from the cliffside that you're standing next to.
I'm gonna kind of just like reach out for him and be like, see
Okay.
what I'm seeing, please.
Now, as you're doing that, Fee, as you come around the edge, you can now see the cottages in the house before you. Okay? As soon as you come around the bend, this girl comes running up to you. Greetings, greetings, and welcome! Welcome to Riviana's Hot Spring. I am sorry to see about... I'm guessing that's your raft, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have it out of there in no time. It happens all the time, don't worry. We're only going to charge you a little bit for the repairs.
How much is it for the repairs?
We'll have to do an assessment first. Was there anyone on it? Because we haven't been able to find any bodies or anyone injured yet.
No, there wasn't anyone
Oh,
on it.
thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. I was so afraid we'd have to clean up bodies again.
What happened is I was trying to tie it off to a tree. No, actually I was trying to put it in onto the shore, and the rope that was attached to the
You
rope
came from above on the cliffs, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's all you need to tell me. I do not want to know where you came from, what you did, because that's none of my business. Okay, and anything like that can stay in other countries. This is a neutral area. We do ask that you do follow the rules here. Okay? No killing, no stealing, no beating people. Be a nice person for once. All right. The going rate here is 1 gold per person per night. You get 2 meals, full access to the baths, plus whatever it's going to be, and you have an amazing animal here. I've never seen anything like it before.
He's a dire skunk. His name is Punk.
Well, I've chased skunks away from the garbage before, but anything this beautiful, and it doesn't even stink. It smells like wildflowers.
Thank God for
And wet dog. But anyway, is it just you, or are there others with you, dear?
No, there's others with me. They're just
Oh,
I point up the
fantastic.
stairs, up that
Okay,
way.
so will you all be staying tonight, or are you moving onward?
Might as well stay here tonight.
All right, how many of you are there? Don't forget henchmen. And mounts.
Scorpion, War-Rounder, 2 wolves,
Ground Raven.
Punk and Ground Raven.
Punk, 5.
So it's 5 mounts?
Yes.
So you tell her you have 5 mounts, right?
5 mounts.
All right. That's going to basically fill our secondary stable house. Okay, so for the 5 mounts, that'll be 3 gold for the night.
And there's
We'll give you a group discount. It looks like you've been through a rough patch.
counting
And-
myself there. Wait.
And it's going to take you a bit to probably fix that raft.
day.
There's 9 people.
A day.
9?
Yeah.
So that'll be 9 gold for everybody, plus the 3 gold, so 12 gold for the night?
And I just count the 12 gold.
Fantastic. And she pulls out 9 little pieces of thread, it looks like. May I see your arm, please?
Give her my arm.
She wraps the thread, the ends of it seal up. That'll disappear in 24 hours, and that states there that you have paid for the next day here. So you're all set. And here, if you can just wrap these around your other people's, and I'll just mark them all as paid so they have access to the baths, the buffet, and all of our other services. When you're ready, come on down to the main office and we'll assign you rooms. We have a couple rooms available depending on what you're looking for. Would you like me to take your amount now?
Yeah, sure.
I'll make sure they're well fed. Any special dietary restrictions?
No, but I'm gonna pat Punk and say he really likes dried meat.
We'll see how you like some fresh meat too there. All right. I'll send a few people over for your other mounts and such. All right?
Okay.
Feel free to come on down and enjoy our facilities. As she starts leading Punk away.
And I'm gonna go back up the stairs.
Okay. So,
I kind
back to you two.
of reach out to you. See what I'm seeing.
Okay. I don't refute it, so
Okay.
I see a bunch of spirits running around. This is weird. You hear that in your head. That's not my type. But
You can also see the spiritual essence. Make a perception check.
I have open mind, so I get advantage.
I know.
11. So 17.
Okay. You see that her spirit has an overlay of it, of the image that you've seen for depictions of Balthan. You see on him that his spirit is actually that of a Freet type of fire elemental. And you see on him the fact that no spirit is coming within 3 feet of him. It's the only gap. It's as if the dull light that's coming off of him is repelling the spirits themselves. When you look at Whack, you see a void.
Not surprised. Just not.
Knack looks just like another rock, as if he has no spirit at all. And Nick looks like there's at least 2 or 3 dozen small animals like fluttering all around him in like a maelstrom. And then as you look down, you see Yasmin coming up. You see that her general essence appears to be more of like that of like a 6 foot tall like warrior. And you have to kind of take a second take because it doesn't look like her. It looks like the facial features are more elongated.
So he's seeing through my eyes, right?
Yeah.
I want to look at him. Throw going for a loop.
You just see him physically.
What does he see?
Okay.
That's actually a question I wonder. Like, what if she looks at me? That'd be a weird thing.
Make an insight roll. With open mind, you have that natural defense, which would block
so
certain
get
other
advantage.
things.
Okay, so a total of 15.
Okay. You're realizing that if you look too long into your eyes, you can start to see your past. And when you start to realize start seeing flitting images of that in the back of your mind, you're not going to look any further because you don't want her to see it.
No. I just gently take your hand off.
Make a
my
perception
shoulder.
check.
Can I cast Bardic Inspiration on myself?
Nope.
Damn it.
You don't have enough time to...
15.
15. You get a brief image of a large knife being slit across the throat of a Skeksies,
Hand off.
wearing royal attire.
Hand off. Look away. Start sweating.
I don't like him so much.
Okay, you're remembering why that family is upset at you.
Ah. Yeah.
So you rejoin the group. She's looking very nervous. He's looking a little bit sheepish. Everyone else is just kind of confused.
I kind of let you know that it appears there's some type of
Miasma.
spirit miasma around this area, and it's possible that these vents connect to something more organic than artificial.
Oh, that's cool. I take one of the bracelets and I hand it off to him, and I just start passing it out.
Does anyone resist her putting a bracelet on you?
No.
Okay.
What is the bracelet made out of again?
It looks like a piece of red thread.
Think of it like a
Now I'm
club,
gonna look
club
at the
membership.
mounts and sort of look at the bracelets.
No, they didn't give you bracelets for the mounts.
Oh, they didn't? Okay, that's good. I was
No.
trying to figure out how I'm gonna get it on the moorbounder without getting mauled. So.
No. Yeah, it's a piece of thread that when you put the two ends together, it just binds together.
I'm gonna kind of just gently like tug on it, see how strong it is.
Really strong.
It'll stay
The stronger you
attached
tug
for the
onto it,
next
the more it
24
bites
hours.
into your skin.
This gives us access to anything down in the resort.
And sooner or later, I know you're going to try it.
I have to.
Okay, it doesn't burn.
It's useful. I don't want to burn it.
All right.
Not yet.
So
I'm gonna continue walking down the stairs.
as you guys get down to the bottom, okay, you're greeted by about 7 different tieflings, ranging from 6 years old all the way up to in their early 20s. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Oh, we're so happy to see you all. Welcome to River Viana's Hot Springs. Don't worry too much about the raft. Grandpa's already going to be taking care of it. We'll have it all taken care of in just about the next 20 minutes. It'll be a wonderful show if you want to see. He's usually pretty flashy about it. And we've already talked to your representative here. You're all set. I'm glad to see you all have your bracelets on. That gives you full access to the buffets. When you stop by the main desk, we'll have your rooms arranged for you whenever you're ready. Full access to the baths. If you need bathrobes, attire, soaps, toiletries, anything that we can assist you with, please feel free to let us know. We're also running a special in our spa if you're interested for
I feel
50
like they look
silver.
directly at me for that.
No, they're all looking at you. All. Okay, and not one of their eyes are stopping on any one person for any amount of time. It's like that constant scanning. Like they're trying to read every single one of you at once. Not invasive, super friendly. Okay, we're running a special in our makeover for 50 silver. If you're interested, we have a large assortment of alcoholic drinks. In fact,
Do you want to try that?
Not
one?
again.
the last kobold we had here, his favorite was the Flame's Breath Margarita.
I don't know what that is, but I'm interested.
Okay.
So your character.
All I had to hear was flame.
Anything else anything we can help you with? Just let us know. And it looks like Grandpa's going to be starting in about 5 minutes to get your raft out.
I kind of step forward.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to send a overseas message as soon as possible. Is there somewhere I could do that here?
But of course, right down to the main office. We can have a messenger or courier sent out for you right away. If it's anyone that we have contact with, which we have quite a few in our ledger,
I'm sure.
then we could probably just send an instant message for you as well.
I think that'll be probably what will happen. Thank you. So at the main office?
Yes, please.
No problem. Thank you.
Also, you do know you have that parchment that you can communicate with them directly at any time.
True.
In case you forgot about it in your possessions list that you never have to look at that often.
I don't carry much.
So as you're watching this whole view of them looking at the raft that came through and everyone thankful that no one was hurt, little girl comes over. No one was on the raft. They're all coming around. Okay. And they have the most fabulous, big, fluffy mount thing that smells like wildflowers. Okay, dearie, that's enough. What? I already charged him. See, Grandpa, here. And she hands over a bag of money. And you're right there front and center to watch the whole thing. And none of the owners seem at all concerned about the fact that their storehouse was just smashed. So...
I'm going over for a show. I'm interested.
Anyone else going over? Are you going to the main desk or what?
I was gonna go to the main office.
I follow her.
Okay, so 2 of you are going to the main office, and the rest of you are going over to the sideshow?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we'll do the sideshow first. Okay. So as you're sitting there, you see this older, kind of plump, with gray haired. It's the first time you've actually seen hair on a tiefling's face. Weird, huh? Comes over, kind of sticks himself up a little bit, puts his hands together, closes his eyes, and then a few moments later, you feel the air around you grow cool. I'm not even going to make you do perception checks because I'm going to let you see the whole show. As you're watching, the river itself seems to lift up, and a torrent of water comes over from the river and starts amassing in a sphere right next to the old man. After a few moments, you see the sphere is a good 20-foot diameter sphere of water. And oddly, you're not freaked out by this. And then the sphere changes shape and becomes a large hand. And the hand grasps the raft, picking it up like a toy taken out of a child's toy box, out of the roof, and places it down politely about 50 feet away from the dock. And then the hand explodes into a mist, and you see a rainbow portrayed. And everyone's like, woohoo!
I'm guessing because he would have also spotted a couple of us.
As a spectromancer, you can fuck with that.
I like that.
You going to?
Sure.
Okay, what are you going to do to the rainbow?
Make it bright and vibrant. Reverse the colors.
I'm gonna turn it into a giant rainbow wiener in the sky.
No!
He's looking for penis, everyone.
All right. So you took the illusion, right?
Yes.
Oh no!
The mist just forms into a giant dong.
So as you guys are standing there, I'll let you two to make a perception check if you want to look over as you're.
Just see it coming over the horizon.
What'd you get?
18 plus my 7,
Yeah.
25.
18.
Yeah. Both of you just look out the window at the right time to see this beautiful rainbow in a mist. You're like, oh, that's pretty. And then you see the rainbow twist and form into a giant dildo with rainbow colors that even after the mist lowers and is no longer there, it's just still suspended there. This rainbow schlong dildo thing suspended in midair.
My face goes from normal to like a plain poker face and just turns away from the window.
Rainbow dong.
Okay. So you walk in.
I'm just gonna.
So it's like if I was saying,
one?
so Dad, it's like if my character was saying something, I stopped.
Just.
Yeah, I stopped. Just thinking.
So the two of you, as you come into the main office, it's a very richly appointed, like, waiting room. You see couches with tables that each have their own little separate lamps on them. Really fluffy, comfy cushions. You've seen stuff like this before because you've been around, but this is your first time seeing opulence like this. It's in some ways nicer than the elven city that you were at. And how opulent this is. I mean, everything is super fancy, clean, shiny. And as you walk up to the main desk, you see a middle-aged tiefling with an oddly bent right horn who looks at you. Good evening. Welcome to Riviana's Hot Springs. I see that you've already made the arrangements for the night. I take it you are the new guests. Do you prefer a second or a third floor accommodations? I'm sorry, our first floor is full currently. Or would you prefer a private cottage? We have 2 available currently.
Whichever.
What would be your preference, please?
Cottage, I guess.
All right. You saw where your raft landed, right?
Yeah, I was coming to talk about how much I have to pay.
Yeah, we're having that assessed. We'll have a estimate for you in a couple hours. But the cottage that's right next to it, yeah, the people that were there don't want to stay there anymore tonight, so we moved them to another cottage. Is that one okay with you?
How many rooms?
Okay, it's a 4-room cottage. It can sleep up to 16. Each room will sleep up to 4 people each. Let us know what you need for futons or other mattress attire. Any dietary restrictions, feel free to let us know. Dinner is actually about to be served in about a half hour. We have a buffet set up in our main dining room that you'll see off to our right. As you look over, you see this like long dining table. It's a good 20-foot long dining table with chairs on either side. And if you kind of peek around, you can see there's another table next to it. And then another one next to that. And the entire back wall opens up like a deli counter where you see a couple people working behind the scenes and already preparing dishes of food. So is there anything else that I could assist you with as he hands you a key to the cottage?
No, that should be it.
Anything for you, sir?
Yes, I'd like to send a message to my boss in regards to our current location and information. I assume you have him on ready to contact immediately.
Might I ask, who are you speaking of?
Tureen.
Oh, sure, no problem. Would you like a private room, or...?
Sure.
Okay. He leads you to a small office, and on the desk there is a parchment much like the one that you look at, only this one has, in bold golden letters across the top of it, Riviana's Hot Spring. And then in lower below it, in red lettering, in a font that you definitely recognize, Taurine.
I start the letter with all the basic information, the layout of the last week, the statistics of our parties, current occupations, all the people that have survived, a couple personal notes.
Okay.
But otherwise, no update. Let them know that we'll be in the port city within a few days.
Okay. You, as soon as you write it in, you wait a moment, all the text disappears, so you know it went through. You don't get a reply from that one. As you walk out of the office, you feel kind of a pulsing sensation in your pack.
Yep.
Okay, as you pull out that parchment, for future reference, this is a secure parchment. The other one is open. Don't use open parchments, please.
Yes, boss.
We've got the information. Thank you. We actually just passed there yesterday. We're in the port currently. So we'll be leaving tomorrow morning.
We probably will not be...
I wasn't expecting you to catch up. No, you don't even get a reply. This is what's written. I wasn't expecting you to catch up. Not sure how you ended up at the hot spring. The town that you were looking for is about 20 miles to the west, over the cliff, through the swamps. You're probably better off going down to the port at this point. I will leave a representative at the safe house with a little bit of traveling money for you, because I'm sure you probably don't have much. And anything else they can help you with, ask them at that point. I might not be reachable for the next few days. Our new crewmates have been most entertaining.
Oh. I say, understood, thanks,
Sincerely, Taurine.
boss. Understood, thanks, boss.
Smiley face with little horns in response.
That's awesome. I like Taurine. I really do.
All right. Anything else you want to do in the office?
No, I just head out to check on the rest of the party at that point.
Okay. So the three of you are mingling with the crowd as these two come back. You've seen this crew come up. Okay. They're the most screwed up group you've probably ever seen. A 2-foot tall kobold that's almost naked. Okay. A shinobi style like person. A 5-foot tall. You know what? How about how about each of you will go around the table describing your character, and we'll end with you.
So
Okay.
that end?
Sure.
Okay. I'm a bright, shiny, almost kind of like a fallen angel. Like my skin and everything kind of just has a radiant glow to it.
It's like the vampires in Twilight when they're in the sun.
Oh god, no.
But cooler.
Cooler.
I sparkle rainbows.
Pretty much.
I don't really know how to describe how my character looks, so that's a picture of how she currently looks. She's not wearing her wool sweater because it's a small, but
And it's like in the 80s
yeah,
and muggy. So yeah, she's wearing like kite and plate armor.
I'm currently wearing a kite and breastplate and stuff. Pants.
Just wearing a kite.
Have you ever seen a bearded vulture?
Apparently not.
No. Bearded vulture. Yeah, so I look like... Hold on, because honestly, I don't know how to
The
describe my
Skeksies from
character.
Dark Crystal. Just imagine
Yeah.
a Skeksy from Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
But a little bit different.
Kind
With
of like that, but not
Slightly
really.
brightly colored look.
Yeah, I'm more colorful.
She's like a healthy Skeksy.
I'm a healthy stick.
Nice.
That's what I look like.
4 arms?
Yes, Skeksies have 4 arms. They just never used them, so they kind of decayed and atrophied.
But you could use.
And Greg?
I am a kobold. I am small and spiky, and
Warm.
usually
hot.
on fire.
Usually on fire.
Yeah, you'll probably see flame licking across his skin.
Varies from moment to moment, but that's about
I
it.
don't know, are you excited?
After that fall,
Are you trying to control it? You've dried yourself off at this point.
Well, we're around a lot of people, so I don't want to accidentally scorch anyone I'm not supposed to.
How polite of you.
And
Alright.
good for us.
And you?
I guess I'm basically a 6-foot tall, look generally humanoid, kind of grayish skinned, ninja looking guy.
I forgot
Basically
to
wearing a
mention
black silk leather tunic that makes me look kind of like a ninja.
I
And
also
then
totally forgot
there's
to
an
mention my height.
half orc with them, 3 goblins, one of which looks like they're a walking statue. The other one looks like he's staring off into space, not seeing anything. And the other one doesn't even have eyes.
Sweet.
Just these sunken black orbs of where their eyes should be. And of course, you blend right in being a tiefling, because there's a whole bunch of them around.
I totally forgot to mention my height. I'm tall. I'm 7.5 feet slouching.
Damn.
I'm 8 feet tall, standing up straight.
So, yeah, so the your raft is sitting not too far from the cottage that you're getting now, on the lawn, and you don't know what kind of conditions it's in at this point.
I'm gonna go
It's
check
still
it
the
out.
7.5 foot size.
I'm gonna go check it out and put it back to its normal size.
Okay. What are you, the rest of you doing? You can chime in anytime if you want to introduce yourself or.
I look around for anything, anybody suspicious, anything curious, no threats. Just make a general perception check and
Okay.
reach out with more if I need to. 13.
if anyone was going to be malicious towards you, it should have been the proprietors. Everyone else is on vacation. You've heard of this place too.
So it's actually...
It's a safe spot.
Oh.
It's one of those places that is considered neutral.
So where
Okay.
could I ask if that's...
Even law enforcement or other
on
bounty
vacation.
hunters will not pick anyone up when they get there. They'll pick them out on the way in or the way out, but not within visual range of this place.
Okay, so...
That's what I'm gonna put
How
this
would be the
aside.
easiest way to get to the port city from here? Do I know that passively, or should I look into
Follow
it?
the river south.
I mean, on foot or
On the run.
hire a
You
boat?
could, or you could hire a boat or take a raft. It's about a half-day's journey downriver from these hot springs down to the port. It's about a day's journey upriver because you have to go against current.
Yeah, but we're going down river to the port city probably. So.
Yeah. All right, while you figure that out, do a investigation roll for me.
Dirty 20?
So a lot of the bindings have come loose. The tree limbs themselves, you made them super secure. Otherwise, it has a couple nicks and scratches, and a bunch of the flowers got torn off, but
When did I add flowers to it?
you had flowers to it a while ago when you added the vines with the flowers on it to make it look
Oh,
decent.
Yeah, nice. Okay. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
So, it would take you like a few minutes of playing around with it to get it right back up to normal ship worthy.
Yeah, can I fix the bindings first, since that's the only thing that seems to be wrong?
Yeah, so you just spend the next like 5-10 minutes or so just playing with it to get it all fixed.
Is anybody else anybody like just there watching
I'm
Huh?
heading over that direction, watching the boat fix.
itself?
Then
Pretty
can I
much.
use Wild Girl to double do it, so I'm saying.
So you watch this raft that was pulled out of the roof. That's a 7.5 foot by 7.5 foot raft. It looks like a child's raft. Double in size in a matter of a few moments. All the vines in it start rebinding and twisting among the logs and pulling themselves tight. The scratches and nicks in the logs themselves just heal up as if it's like natural tree limbs and wood. And within a matter of 10 minutes, this thing is twice the size of what hit the roof and in beautiful, immaculate condition.
Very nice.
Definitely much more sturdy than the raft that you came here on. So, yeah, one of the tieflings has come up and watched you.
Hi! I say waving to him.
Nice boat.
Thanks.
I gotta get me one of those.
I made it. I can find like a seed on it and grow you one if you want.
Grow a boat plant.
These boats don't grow on trees.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Get some bud here. Can I grow that?
She could.
Can I pick through to see if I can find a seed?
Roll a d4. If you roll a 4, then you'll have bud that's high quality with a couple seeds. If you roll a 3, you'll have mid quality with a couple seeds. A 2, low quality with a couple of seeds. 1, you have pot but no seeds at all.
3.
I got
So
3.
you got middies.
All right.
And you roll a d4 again. 3
I like
seeds.
that number.
Okay.
So he hands you a bud of green, and in it you find 3 seeds. And you asked if she could grow that, right?
Sure.
You gonna grow it for him?
You gonna
Yeah.
try?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the ground and see if I could. I have my spell thing for that, I'm pretty sure.
Who is coming through that door?
Not me.
Probably not someone with any luck, considering it's locked.
Yeah, I'm gonna use plant growth on it,
Okay.
so I can have it grow.
She
It's a
puts the
cantrip.
seed in the
Oh,
ground.
then no, there you go.
She puts the seed in the ground. Okay. You see her hand glow slightly over it, and then you watch it grow to a full 10-foot tall, bushing, flowering, with huge nugget coming off of it.
Want a couple?
Sure. I don't know what this mystery plant is, so it could be useful.
Smoke it. You'll enjoy it.
Do I know what it is? I'm in the area.
Nature check.
15.
Do you want us to come back? We can.
You've heard of stuff like this before.
Outside, we'll come back.
So what we'll do is we're going to take a break here.
Big deal.
Okay, we'll come back shortly, and then we can continue from there. I think that's probably going to be the best for everyone at this point.
Yeah.